Welcome to our 5 on 5. Pleased to be joined by Congressman Greg Walden live in studio. Thanks for coming in,
Congressman. Good to be
All
here.
right, well, so let's start. You spoke today about drilling again in the Gulf Coast. Yeah. 1 year after the worst environmental disaster in U.S. history, how do we justify getting back in there?
Well, first of all, you've had a court say to the Obama administration that they're slow-walking the permits. They're in violation of current law. We haven't issued a new lease since, this is the first time since 1958 that no new leases have been issued. Look, I think the studies have been done. We know what went wrong there. It was an isolated incident. What we've done as a result with the Obama administration is chase those drilling rigs away. They've gone to other countries. They're out producing oil or drilling for it. We got to get back to where we have an energy program in this country. While we work on conservation, while we work on new vehicle fuel standards and all, we need to rely on our own resources more so we're not held hostage to what happens in the Middle East. We're not held hostage by other countries or OPEC. We're actually utilizing our resources wherever they are, and I think we can still do it safely, cleanly. We do it almost all the time.
Okay, what about drilling on the West Coast? There's been talk of that over the years. Is that something we need to look into?
You know, I don't think there's that resource out here, maybe off of California, so where it is, we ought to look. And up in Alaska as well. Look, here's what we have happening today. Whenever you have a 10-cent increase in oil, it costs agriculture $400 million. So our farmers and ranchers are hurting. When you got a $1 increase in oil, it means, or a price of gas, it means $2.6 billion out of families' budgets going to oil companies and whoever else is out there, and not being available for them to spend on their families. So I'd like to see us where we are less held hostage to the foreign governments and all. And a third of our oil that we consume in the United States comes out of the Gulf of Mexico. So we're holding our own self sort of at bay. And then you have the president goes down to Brazil and says, hey, we want to help you with technology so you can drill down here and we can buy your oil. Now, wait a minute. If they can do it and do it safely, why can't we? We ought to be investing in America first.
Okay. All right. What about taxes? A new study revealed 45% of Americans do not pay taxes at all. Do we need to change our tax structure?
I think we do. I think we need to reform our tax structure to get it on a place where we're bringing money that's offshore, onshore, so that we can create jobs here in the United States. The budget that the House approved last Friday does that over time, sets in motion a plan that will create jobs, reduce our deficit, eventually pay it off. There'll be tough decisions ahead, but I want to see us on a path to prosperity that brings money here, that gets government back to something we can afford. Right now, we're borrowing $58,000 every second. Federal government is $58,000 a second, and that's 40 cents on every dollar it's spent. So we got to get deficit spending down. We need to revise the tax code so that it generates jobs in America.
All right, much more with Congressman Walden in just a moment. Stay with us.